In this video, we're going to be looking at the new features added to electronic forms. In particular, I'll just open up this form window, in particular the addition of external role and how that can be applied to an existing form. What I've done is I've opened up an existing form called Risk and Incident Form. If I go to my Respondents tab just here, I can see that I've sent or assigned the form to various students and people. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to pass this form off to someone for further approval, and they're not part of the Sonia logins that I have in my database. All I have for the person is an email address. So I'd like to send this form off to an external person. To do that, we just highlight that and then click Invite External. This button has already been in Sonia for a couple of versions, but the difference is in previous versions it generated a new form, a whole new instance, whereas this time it's going to forward the form already filled out by the student to this external person. So it pops up a standard email address. I can put in who it has to go to. Dean at Planet Software. And you can see there's a standard information in the message body, and you can obviously change that as you like. So you can put in whatever you need to put in there. So I'll just say OK to that. And then when I do a save on this, an email would have been generated and sent off to the recipient we targeted. And if I scroll to the right of this grid, you'll see there's an external column now, and that's showing the name of or the email address of the person that the email was sent to. So when you're designing your forms that you want to use this feature in the design phase, you just have to make sure that the field for external has visibility or read-write access that for those changes that you want the external person to be able to see or make to the form. So the other aspect of this is you can create an electronic form. If I go back to my forms example again, and I've got a form that I've designed with a new field type in it. I'll just show this form in a bit more detail. So there's a new field type we've added called external invitation just here. It's one of our types of fields we can stick into a form. And the idea of the external invitation is it gives the person filling in the form, in other words, a student or supervisor, the chance to forward the form on to an external user or an external email address. So I'll go to the respondent's address to see how this is going to work. So you can see there's only one student in the respondents for this form at the moment. What I'm going to do is pull up another student, and I'll choose Aaron. So here's a student who I want to online fill in that form. So I'm going to go to Forms, and I've set it up so this form can be added as an external. So there it is there, Invite External Role example. And I'll just add that. And now if I go into the Edit button, I'll see my form that I've designed, and the student will be able to fill in some bits and pieces. So it's pre-populated with her name, student opinion of had a good time. So the student's saying they had a good time in placement, and now presumably they have to pass this on to an external person who is going to give their feedback on the student. So I'm going to send this to I'll send this off to my email address. You can see once again you can edit the message body if they need to, and then I'll submit that. You can see there's some fields at the bottom. These fields are going to be filled in by the external person. You may have made these invisible as far as the student's concerned, but in this case the student can see these other fields. So you can see that it says it's form successfully sent, and now that message area that was set up like an email now just says sent to email address on that date by whom. wherever I was. So that's what a student does. A student can fill in an email forwarding address in the middle of a form that you've given them. Okay, and as far as the target user is concerned, they'll see um, an electronic form filled in as well with some sort of message. Oops. And from that electronic form, if they clicked on the link, it will take them to the web page, the form that the students already filled in. And because I'm now in a different role, I'm in the role of external, I can come in here and say, yep, all good. And I'm going to confirm the student was on placement, and I'll submit that. So you can see what's happened. I've acted as a student, generated a form, forwarded on to my external person, and then they can log in by clicking that link in the web page in the email and complete the form. One of the neat things of this is it's possible to have multiple occurrences of that external email. So you may have a series of people that forward on from one person to another for various steps. And that's all possible in Sonia 2017 Q2. Thanks for watching.